yeah, baby. That's the stuff. Hello, and welcome to Having a Drink with Mink. I'm your host, Jason Mink, and tonight, I'm not just having a drink. I'm going to make it special. How do you do that? Well, you can make any drink special at home by just taking a few delicious Gummi Bears, and you just plunk them right in there. Oh, yeah. Look at them go, folks. They add that little something extra. So, hey, it's great to see you. Right off the bat, I'd like to say sorry about the poor quality of the last Comics for Breakfast. The live-action sequences looked a little fuzzy. I'm not quite sure what happened. Larry, do we know what happened? Larry doesn't know what happened. Are we good for now? We're in focus and everything looks good? All right, well, we're going to go out on a wing and a prayer, and we're going to hope this one works out a little bit better than the last one. So it's a mostly MEGO episode of Having a Drink with Mink. So if you enjoy watching a grown man play with toys, well, you've come to the right place. And if you came here looking for old comics, well, I don't have that many to feature this week, but I do have two that we'll look at the end of the episode. But right off the bat, you can see I got a box right here. And when I got a box, man alive, I got to open it. So, yeah, get a little bit of that down, and then have Stabby Joe here as always help us on out. Now, this box is from Zolo's Toy Room. That's right, Zolo's Toy Room is a nice little online shop, and I was able to pick up a few items that I'd been wanting to pick up for a while now, and they made it oh so easy and oh so affordable. That's right. So we're going to look what I got here right off the bat. Well, I have a packing slip, a few little bits of paper here. Hang on to those for later. Who knows? It could be useful. And, all right, even more paper of a different type. That's right. And this is always useful. You can simulate the sound of a roaring fire. Put your feet up and enjoy that. Oh, yeah. Enough of my horsing around. Right off the bat, we have Hammer's Dracula. Oh, yeah, that's right. Folks have been waiting for this action figure, well, gosh, 50 years now? That's Christopher Lee in all his vampiric glory. We got this stunning shot on the back. Here he is on the card, fresh and minty new. Can't wait to check him out. We're going to put him right there because, well, there's more. Would you believe it? What do we have? Then we have Frankenstein. That's right, the Universal Monsters Frankenstein is finally here. MEGO had previously done a couple different versions of Frankenstein, but that was more of a public domain-y kind of skirting the borders of legality kind of thing. This right here is, whoops, I got a microphone cord there, 100% Karloff. So, except no substitutes. Put those guys right there. And then this is a figure from a few waves back, but I've been wanting to get one, and it seems like they're going up in price. So if you're looking for a headless horseman, well, you get one right now, and prevent yourself from getting scooped as far as the price goes. You know, these figures are growing more desirable by the day. Once they sell it, once they're gone, they're gone. And so, yeah, he's pretty cool. He's not actually from a film. He's actually a creature of legend. And very cool. Check him out. We'll get him off the package momentarily. But first, oh yes, there's two more. Arguably one more. But two of them. And that's Mr. Scott. That's right. If you've been watching the show, you know Mr. Scott is my favorite. And very cool to be able to get this brand new edition of MEGO's Mr. Scott, and he has an updated head sculpt. He wasn't just a reuse of the old MEGO figure. They updated him a little bit, and well, we'll take him out of the package and we'll just see what the changes are. We'll compare him with the Scotty over there, and well, hey, it's all happening. So grab your drink and let's get to it. Larry, let's cut away. Laddie, you cannot actually be thinking about drinking that. Why not? It's got gummy bears in it. What kind of a man drinks a drink with gummy bears in it? A soon-to-be diabetic man? Okay, as you can see, we've got our Mr. Scots and monsters out of the package here. We've got Scott 1 and Scott 2, and then we have Scotty Prime. This is our original MEGO Mr. Scott. Right off the bat, you'll notice a few significant differences, most notably in that head sculpt. Apparently this Mr. Scott's been hitting the green stuff a little bit too hard. But there are other notable differences as well. His smock here is pretty different. The collar is a little bit on the large side. The pants are a little bit on the short side. Apparently they're expecting the toilets on the Enterprise to flood again. But other than that, it's a fairly faithful reproduction. Eagle-eyed viewers among you will have noticed that this Mr. Scott, his accessories are black and silver as opposed to the blue of the original. And apparently that's something maybe exclusive to the shop, Zola's Toy Shop, where I purchased these guys. So, you know, I was hoping that they would have been the blue ones, but, you know, it's hardly a deal breaker. I guess, you know, the more the merrier as far as Mr. Scotts go. Why in the world could I possibly need all of these Mr. Scotts? Well, let me show you. Presenting Ensigns Jones and Kroll. That's right, they're red shirts. Because, hey, if you're going to have some Star Trek figures, you need some red shirts. Now, granted, these guys are known for, well, they're somewhat temporal qualities, but, hey, we'll do our best to protect them. And all you Yeet readers out there should understand that little subtle reference, absolutely. And if you're not a Yeet reader, well, why the hell not? What am I doing this for? I mean, geez, don't you know that Yeet is the official publication of the old guys who like old comics? That's right. Every month, Yeet Presents comes to you in glorious black and white. It's the best damn black and white anthology on the market today. And I'm not just saying that because I've got a story in this month's issue. That's right, it's Store Mile number 6, and a number of other goodies that you can only find in Yeet Presents. Check it out one time, won't you? Can really taste the Gummi Bears now. Next up, I woke up this morning and I was delighted to find myself animated. That's right, even more animated than usual, can you believe it? the work of Bob Kroll, that's right, Yeet contributor, writer, and now animator extraordinaire. He's bringing the cast, the adventures of the gang at Yeet Presents to life, and, well, in episode 3, let's just say some pretty wild stuff happens. I talked to Bob, and he told me it was okay to share it with you, so Larry, can we see that clip?
And then the other guy says, "Don't look at me, he chose watermelons."
Oh my gosh, that joke was funny. Yeet corporate retreats are the best, aren't they, Jason Mink?
They are. I've already recorded 2 new episodes of comics for breakfast while we've been here.
What will you be covering this time?
The first is about Charlton's emergency comics from the 70s, and the second one is about the secret Yogi Bear / Fruits That Can't crossover that Gold Key Comics couldn't release.
Those are going to be huge.
They will. But hey, aren't you supposed to be playing the most dangerous game with Crawl?
Well, he thinks that we're playing it, certainly. I just want to sit and relax. They say the greatest way to hide is to do it in plain sight. And my garish suit will surely add another level of concealment. Bill will never find me and I will be triumphant.
You're a genius, Crawl.
Bill, I know there's a reason we had to go on this corporate retreat. You could be out terrorizing Crawl, but you're hanging out in one of Yeet's money caves throughout Canada. Is something wrong?
Well, a little bit, Jason Mink. As you know, I was voted sexiest man alive by the New England Journal of Medicine again.
That's great news though, Bill. Isn't this your 10th year running?
It is, but it doesn't bring me the thrills that it used to. I mean, guys like Brad Pitt deserve the chance once in a while. Plus, the paparazzi's clamoring wakes up me and Nadine every night. We can't get a good night's sleep. I guess I just need spiritual fulfillment, so I needed the corporate retreat. Or if you will, the corporate re-eat.
Bill, even for you that joke was corny.
Hey, I'm just looking for enlightenment.
Well, let me tell you something, Bill. It is something so secret that even the HR department doesn't know.
And those guys know everything. They were the real ones who found Bin Laden.
They also found all my spare copies of Amazing Fantasy number 15 at that 7-Eleven in Sheboygan, but I have to tell you my secret. See, Bill, today is special because I am celebrating my 250th birthday. I come from a long line of spiritual medicine men who are able to attain higher levels of consciousness and longevity.
Don't mess around with me, Jason.
It's true though. What is it you think I'm drinking during having a drink with Mink? It's a secret concoction of...
Ladies and gentlemen, we would like to interrupt this cartoon to tell you that, under penalty of mind suspension, we cannot reveal the secret of Jason Mink's drink. Now, back to the cartoon. Amazing! That's how you do it.
It is. And now it is your turn. Come, you and I are going to go to a higher plane of existence.
How?
Just sit back and relax. The fire will transport us in a moment.
What do you mean? Ha ha ha. They'll never find me at our own vacation spot.
Your genius is only rivaled by that of Dr. Hawking.
How about that? We're on at sea.
A sea of the mind, Bill.
So what do we do here, Jason? Where's my darn enlightenment?
Don't fret. The messenger is on the way.
What messenger? Right here, William. Whoa, where did you come from? From wherever I was before. That sounds like something I wrote in Epicurus the Sage once. It might be. It might also come from that cute seagull that's behind you. But you and I have to have a talk about secret knowledge. If Jason likes you, then I do, too. Wait, where did Jason go? Where he needs to be.
Yes, and now it's time for having a drink with Mink. With Mink. Cheers!
And that's how we know Hallmark and cyborg William Randolph Hearst have weaponized the modern chicken sandwich wars to further divide loyalties to fast food restaurants. Caveman, that is everything I needed to know. Thank you! But one last request. May I take that seagull with me? You can't, William. It isn't a real bird. That's okay. Most birds aren't anyway. What? Come on, Jason. It is time to go home.
You said it, Bill. That's right.
There's two of you?
Back to the cave.
Whoa, I can't believe we did that. But what about the other you?
What other me? Are you okay, Bill?
Better than I've ever been. A few more days out here and I'll have one of the best comics ever. Bill, I can't believe it. The new Happiest the Sage book has sold 20 million copies this month. That's more than twice the sales of X-Men #1. That corporate retreat really did it for you. Thomas Nagel just called and said he's quitting his job, giving up philosophy forever, and pulling all of his books from print. This is bigger than the time we got Frank Miller to write and draw a year's worth of Black Fury. And the New York Times just declared Jason Mink is the sexiest man alive over you. What's your secret? Oh, I can't tell. That's how it's gonna be? Oh well, I'm sure your HR will find out about it at some point. Anyway, I'll allow you a break. This week you only have to write, draw, letter, and color 5 new issues of Journey. Thank you, your benevolence. Now if you'll excuse me, I'm in an intense game of battleship against North Korea. Ha ha ha. It's been 3 months and Bill still hasn't found me. He'll never find me in our own offices. What was that, Bob? No, Bill. You found me. Huh? What? But I was so careful. Do you still think we're playing the most dangerous game? We aren't? Well, I guess we could. I'll even let you teleport for a head start. Will do. Great! Crawl is gone again. Now, off to work. Ha ha ha. Bill will never find me here at my other job.
And there we go. So, the name of the game is Old Guys Who Like Old Comics, and I guess I better show you a few old comics. Wait a minute, you're saying, come on, Mink, that comic isn't old. Well, guess what? This is from 1994, and if you think that isn't old, well, you've been sleeping under a rock. 25 years ago this thing came out, that's right. Pretty wild stuff to think about now. Forceworks spun out of the canceled West Coast Avengers comic, the long-running West Coast Avengers, and this was meant to signal a bold new direction for these ex-Avengers. Who do we have right here? We have Havin Iron Man, we have Julia Carpenter Spider-Man, and then we have this guy, actually, kind of notorious right now. It's John Walker as the U.S. agent. And then we have another fairly popular character, Wanda, sporting her crotch floss costume, and Simon Williams, the Wonder Man. That's right. And if you were excited for him to be in this comic, well... I hate to tell you, major spoilers ahead, but Simon dies in this issue. That's right, that was the big hook. Simon died in an alien invasion, no less. And boy, we were all shook up about it. Yes, we were. Comics being comics, he wasn't dead for long. But this book, well, who was the creative team? We have Dan Abnett and Andy Lanning as the writers, and then we have Tom Tenney as the penciler and Ray Garcia as the inker. And this book looked unlike any other Avengers book that I'd seen before on the stands, that's for sure. The pairings artwork was pretty wild, especially for a mainstream book. So Forceworks didn't last all that long. Indeed, its biggest legacy was actually influencing the Fox Iron Man cartoons that was on Saturday mornings back in 1994. That cartoon actually took major cues from this book and featured a good many of these characters besides. And Larry, can we see the pictures? There's a couple pictures of myself and my brother, Dennis Miller, and we were heading out to the mall to buy a couple of those figures in these photographs. That's right. I had purchased the Samurai Armor Iron Man, and he had purchased, I believe it was the red and gold armor, classic. So that's right. And now this book, if you've ever been in the dollar bins, you've probably come across it more than once. But it's not just a comic, that's right. Because it was the 1990s, this thing has a gimmick. And what kind of gimmick, you're asking yourself? Why, the cover explodes. Well, not literally explodes, but it folds out into a dynamic scene. And I'm going to fold it out for you right now. Ooh. That adhesive, 25 years old. Have to be very, very careful here. Okay, so we did cause a little damage to the book, but I guess you're going to have that when you're trying to pry 25-year-old adhesive away from very, very thin paper. But nonetheless, we've succeeded. We've succeeded where other channels have failed. And now I present to you the glory that is the Forceworks special cover. That's right, and there they are in all their forcey glory. There's Iron Man and Wanda and Simon getting grabbed by the head. You can even see him getting grabbed by the head back there on this thing. So, yeah. I don't know. Maybe a hologram would have been better. But you can't fault him for trying something different. That's right. So it was an interesting gimmick. Forceworks didn't last all that long. It was a title that really had a hard time gaining any sort of traction. But I'm pretty sure that I bought them all at the time. I was not shy about buying crap back then. And this book was kind of crap, but I wanted to see where it was going. So, yeah. Forceworks, won't you? All right. Well, that was something, wasn't it? Thank you for joining me on this fairly typical episode of Having a Drink with Mink. I'm your host, Fairly Typical Mink. Thank you to Bob Kroll for allowing us to show that video, and thank you to Zola's Room for the fantastic toys. Thank you to the people at Haribo who provide all of the gummy bears to keep my drinks so very special. I'll see you this Sunday for Comics for Breakfast.